Welcome, everyone. It's great to have everybody back together. I'm Lars Bildsten, the director here at KITP, and I really want to welcome you to the Institute and say a few words. I first want to really thank the organizers of the coordinators for this conference. Vedika was the lead on this. I don't see Vedika yet. Okay, so I guess she's going to come dashing in. Sagar has done an amazing amount of work, so Sagar, thank you. A round of applause for those who are here. Liang Zhang and Aram. Okay, Aram's out of town. Okay, so one is here. This is good. I know Vedika's here. I want to thank everyone, especially for helping us continue to function. We've been open for about 14 months. We're probably on visitor 1,000 at this point. I really appreciate everybody adhering to our protocols, which allow us all to function and keep comfortable, and to continue to run the Institute at basically full capacity. We're sort of super full right now. This program in particular, and this conference in particular, is very high demand. So how many of you, this morning is your first time in Cone Hall? Raise your hand high if it's your first time here. Okay, it's about 1/3. Okay, usually it's about 1/2. This is a pretty familiar community to us. But what I like to do is briefly say and explain how it is these things come to be. Every year, we take ideas from the community for long programs, which are typically 8 to 12 weeks, and each program often chooses to have a 4-day conference, which is what this is. Those program proposals are reviewed and developed in really a strong collaboration with our advisory board. And so if you have an interest in how that works, I would encourage you to speak with former members of our advisory board who are here. I see John Preskill. I see Peter Zoller. Of course, Mark Bowick is the deputy director here. And Mark, can you raise your hand? I'm trying to think, who else am I not seeing who's on the board? Matthew Fisher, of course, knows well how this works. And if Leon's around, Leon also knows well. So it's a development process. We take the ideas and develop them on the board, so as to get the best possible program at a reasonable cadence. So we are pretty much booked out through summer 2024 at this point. So if you have ideas, we're taking them this fall for programs for the academic year 24-25. So please do talk to any of us or the former board members if you're curious how that works, or speak to those who've just been through it, because they can also describe the process. Okay, other important items are, most importantly, our staff here are amazing. All the things that they're enabling us to do. So let's thank Claudia right now for all of her work for the conference. Should you have any questions, Claudia's the person to speak with. And if you're bringing somebody for dinner that we don't know about, please speak with Claudia so we can get the head count fixed and collect the extra payment. IT and AV is really led by Craig and Alina, so thank you, Craig and Alina. Alina's out there. Please thank Craig. As you see, everything we're doing here is now sort of permanently hybrid. We're seeing this as the way we're going to run the Institute going forward, so that those that aren't able to participate or can't make it can do that remotely. And the session chair will be working to ensure that those out there actually have a chance for their questions. So that is a pretty well-oiled machine at this point. So for those of you who haven't been here before, all of the lunches and breaks and the dinners, of which there's 2 this week, are in the courtyard, which is the center of the building. Please wear your name tag, because we have another program here. And even though we've told them that all that food is not for them, they may think otherwise. And so our staff will dutifully be checking your name tags so that you get your food and the other community doesn't. They did send out a notice last night telling everybody that it's not for them, so that was a good sign. But please keep that in mind, and that's why we ask you to wear the name tags. So I think that one of the final things really is the time for discussions. So it's really important to us, we feel strongly about the time for discussion during the program and the conference. And so on the talks, it's very explicit what the time for the talk is and time for discussion, and Sagar, as the first session chair, will set an example of ensuring that there's time for discussion. In this room, the way that's going to work is please use the microphones for the questions, so they'll coordinate having people run the mics around. That way, not only does it get recorded, because everything here is always recorded, but also it allows us to ensure that those out there on Zoom are hearing the questions as well as the answers. So it's very important that you do that, and Sagar will be certain that there's somebody helping with running around for those questions. Okay, I think I've almost got everything. Our code of conduct is posted outside on both front doors, and it's also in your packages. So I encourage you to read that and understand how we function here at the Institute. It shouldn't look unfamiliar to you, but it is an important aspect of ensuring that everybody here is comfortable and has an opportunity to speak their voice. I think that's pretty much it. We did, Eduroam is now the wireless. Some of you probably will default to KITP if you've been here before. If that happens, there is a password for that, which I don't want to put online. But if you have a question, Craig or one of the staff can help you. But Eduroam should be good. But if you're not on Eduroam, let us know and we can help out. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and hand this over to Sagar and get you going.
All right, great. Thanks so much, Lars. It's really a great pleasure to have John Preskill, the first speaker at our conference, and thank you all for coming. So just to echo what Lars is saying again, we're probably going to defer questions for the speakers until the 15-minute question period after the talk. And if you do have a question during that period, please raise your hand. You will need a microphone so that what you're saying is relayed to the participants on Zoom, and so it's also recorded. For those of you on Zoom, if you do have questions, you're welcome to pipe up and say something, or also type your questions into the chat. That's being checked, and the person who's checking that will also throw that into the discussion session. So, all right. So without further ado, John.